wind up driving all kind of weird ways out here, backwards, forwards. He's about a 10-inch long bird, but he's just very nicely framed in good light. Really nice reflection on him in the water. They're really neat looking birds. What else is down here?
I don't have any formal biological training. I'm a field observer and a photographer. I just help provide the information from what I see from 40 plus years of tromping around Texas. What little I can help with, I see my role as providing the information and letting others figure it out, because I'm not a biologist and I'm not a scientist. I've been involved with nature and wildlife since I was a Boy Scout. I've got the Bird Study Merit Badge when I was 12 years old. I probably have 100,000 images of wildlife, but I can look at an image. I may find one from 10 years ago and I can look at it and I remember every detail about taking it and where I was and who I was with. And it brings back memories, kind of a travel log of what you've done. My profession was in law enforcement, so I spent 25 years as a law enforcement officer, but I went out on bird watching trips. I had to stay in the closet for a long time. You know, I didn't let people know I was out birding, but you have to maintain a persona, you see. There's a small bird called a ruby-crowned kinglet that only winters in Texas, but they breed in the conifer forest of Canada. One year in October, we caught a ruby-crowned kinglet in a net. And so we banded this ruby-crowned kinglet and released it. The following year, we caught a ruby-crowned kinglet, and here was old number 6347 that we'd banded a year earlier. Now this bird that weighs just a few grams had flown all the way to the conifer forest of Canada, had nested, and had flown back. This little tiny bird that you can't even feel the weight in your hand had not only found Texas without a map, had not only found Hays County, Texas, had not only found this property, but found the same little grove of trees where he'd been caught a year earlier. We caught that bird for 7 years in a row, and I've always thought that was kind of magical.
Being here brings back so many memories of all the times we were here with Greg. I mean, Greg probably came out here almost once a week or more. He loved the dragonflies here, particularly over on Platte Lane, but everywhere.
Every time I see a dragonfly, I think of Greg.
What young man would take his girlfriend on the first date to go look for snakes? Greg Lasley was one of the most avid naturalists I ever met, one of the most focused on detail, and that made him one of the best photographers of nature in Austin.
Greg was very active on iNaturalist.
It's a massive database where the public can take photos, submit them into the database, and experts will come on and identify or confirm what they saw. And Greg was prolific in that way.
By the end of his life, he had helped something on the order of 40,000 different people on iNaturalist and had offered an identification on something nearing 500,000 observations.
And Greg spent countless hours, thousands of hours identifying things for these people. He was making friends all over the world.
Greg had so many slides. I was the beneficiary of his throwaways. His throwaway slides were better than anybody else's best slides.
Half for going to the high school and half to UT's art department.
He just completely opened my eyes to another whole beautiful world. And I'm so grateful for that.
If I could say anything to people is you have to set aside places for nature or man just overwhelms. And I think I've seen that so often in my life from the time I was a kid until now. It's drastic, and you don't realize it at the day you're looking at it, but you sure do when you have a perspective of years.